A federal judge has delivered a striking rebuke to the Trump administration's attempt to block $2 billion in funding that was designated for Harvard University, ruling that the move was unlawful and politically motivated. The decision sheds light on the broader tensions that existed between the Trump White House and elite educational institutions, particularly those accused by conservative voices of being liberal strongholds. The case, which has been closely watched by universities, legal scholars, and policymakers, not only reaffirms Harvard's right to the funds, but also reinforces broader principles about how federal money must be administered free of political interference. The controversy began during the height of debates around federal relief funding for institutions of higher learning. As part of congressional appropriations, Harvard was due to receive a substantial sum, reportedly around $2 billion, which was earmarked to support research, student aid, and university operations. The Trump administration, however, intervened, citing what it described as fairness concerns and questioning whether wealthy, well-endowed universities like Harvard should have access to such federal assistance. The administration attempted to redirect or block the allocation, sparking immediate legal challenges. Critics accuse the administration of using universities as scapegoats to appeal to populist resentment against elite institutions, while Harvard and its supporters maintain that the funds were not an optional gift but an obligation under federal law. In issuing the ruling, the judge emphasized that once Congress authorizes and appropriates funds, the executive branch does not have the authority to withhold them based on political preference. The court noted that the administration's reasoning appeared inconsistent and was not backed by statutory authority, effectively amounting to an abuse of executive discretion. Legal experts say this ruling could have far-reaching implications for how future administrations attempt to influence the disbursement of congressionally approved funds. It serves as a reminder of the constitutional principle that Congress controls the power of the purse, not the president or his appointees. For Harvard, the ruling is both a financial victory and a symbolic one. The university has long been a target of conservative criticism, often portrayed as a bastion of privilege and liberal ideology. During Trump's presidency, tensions heightened, with several clashes over immigration policies affecting international students, Title IX enforcement, and broader cultural battles about free speech and political bias on campuses. The administration's effort to block the funds was seen by many as part of that broader campaign. The court's rejection of the move underscores the legal limits on politicizing federal allocations and strengthens universities' ability to defend their funding rights. The ruling also arrives in a moment when the role of elite institutions in society is under intense scrutiny. Critics of Harvard point to its vast endowment, valued at more than $50 billion, and question whether it should receive federal aid intended to support struggling institutions. Supporters argue that the funds in question were tied to specific federal programs and research initiatives, not general institutional wealth, and that cutting them off would harm both students and the broader research community. The court appeared to side with the latter view, recognizing that appropriated funds serve national interests beyond institutional prestige. Ultimately, the judgment is a reaffirmation of the rule of law in financial governance and a cautionary tale about the dangers of political overreach. It reinforces that while public debate about fairness in funding higher education is legitimate, the resolution of such questions must happen in Congress, not through unilateral executive actions. The ruling not only restores Harvard's access to the $2 billion, but also sends a strong message about the boundaries of presidential power in relation to America's most revered democratic institutions.